Okay, this is the mess they've created and continue to create. Obviously it's still Monday the 17th of December, 25 past noon. Okay, so it's a whiteout all in front of the sun. Okay, and bear in mind, obviously this is just going to continue. It's just going to continue all throughout the afternoon. Maybe overnight too. Until they've shitted up the sky entirely. I mean, look at it. Not clouds, not chemtrails, toxic shit. That's what it is. And that's what they're doing every single day almost. And if you think they're not doing it every day, it's only because just it happenstance in your region, yeah, there weren't enough planes to cover your little area. And soon enough, there will be enough planes to do all this. And look, it's all computerized. Look, it's right on the same path as as something that's taken it before. So they're all drones. They're sending out drone to spray us with poison. Look, it's following exactly the same path another aircraft has taken right through. You can see the channel, can't you? Look, I'll zoom in, right in. Okay, that another one has taken earlier. You see? It's too precise. That's why there aren't pilots out there. Okay? That's why there aren't any pilots or in the military or whatnot saying, yeah, coming out, you know, disclosing it that we're spraying shit and blocking the sun, because it's all computerized, and you've only got a small group of professor scum on the ground, BAE, you know, and university professors, absolute Satanist scum that they are in the know. To do with the passenger airliners, I think, as you know, I think they've mixed it into the fuel. I don't know what this is doing to the engines. Must be damaging it, must be a lot more maintenance, and the costs must be way up. I mean, what is it? I don't know, they say fiberglass mix with their cocktail and it goes through and creates a mess. I mean, look at it. You can't deny this. If you're denying this, you're of your father the devil, and I don't want to even talk to these devil people, these spawn of Satan. And I keep seeing it, like, everywhere I look. I read all these comments in the comment sections, I read articles, and of course you got the ideology, it's weaponized ideology everywhere. Not going to mention it exactly what, but it's all pretty much the same thing. Moral relativism. Moral relativism. Is that it? Relativism? Yeah. Or relativism, that's it. Relativism, yeah, that's right. And more spray, yeah. I mean, one went that way, now another one that way. Thousands of aircraft. It must be 10,000 by now to spray the world like this. And that's what I mean. There's a production line creating these tankers right now. Even bigger ones, the ones which are going to go to 60,000 feet in the spring of next year, which they've admitted to. And that's really gonna, I mean, 60,000 feet and they spray all this. And there's currents up there, you know. Is it ever gonna come down? Is it ever gonna wear off? I don't think so. That's it, the sun is gonna be blackened and that's it. That's the end game, end of story. And I think truly, these people who can't see what's taking place, or they claim not to be seeing it. The ones who claim not to be seeing it but are and know what's going on, they're obviously evil. And the people who can't see it, they're dead. And I think the time it's now over. The time for awareness is long past. And if you can't see this crime, you're dead. And that's the great delusion that God has sent. You know, it's too late now. The people who can't see what's taking place here, it's well past time now. That's it. You're in the book of the dead, and now it just has to play out now. They'll never wake up to this, and they'll keep calling it contrails and clouds. I mean, look at that shit. That's what I mean. It's like talking to a brick wall to these people who are already in the Book of the Dead. They're already dead. And you are dead. Unless, yeah, you know, your God's spirit is living within you. You're dead. Okay, so yeah, you might think, oh look, there's some blue sky up there. It's cloudy, it's partly cloudy, yeah, not really. And so what, you can't see that they're just continuing spraying. And it will continue into its spot now, because guess what? There's a warm sun there. The Earth isn't a cartoon space ball. They've been blocking out the sun all along. As I told you in the past, nuclear energy, before that, you know, these dirty industrial emissions, and everyone had a fireplace, burning logs all day, and then block out the sun that way. And of course there was the earthquakes, setting off of earthquakes. Just anything they can do to block out the sun to say, my ball. They stopped using nuclear energy, because I suppose since you know anything about Fukushima, Japanese decided they wanted nuclear weapons because they're probably tired of being economically sabotaged in a slave position. Basically, they were tired of that. They were going to make nukes and say, that's it, got nukes now, you can't bully us anymore. And you know, if you know anything about it, Israeli company had the security cameras, which I don't know, they swapped them out, and they're probably bombs. Blew it up, and they used a tsunami weapon. Yeah, and they didn't care. They said, that's it, we're not letting you have nuclear bombs to become independent from the New World Order. And of course, you've heard all that radiation leaking into the ocean, but what about the air? I think it goes way up, and I think it's destroyed the ozone layer. Okay, and of course they're going to tell you that. That's why they're keeping their mouth shut. Spraying, and there'll be people out there, spraying, it must be good for us. These scientists, you know, they know what they're doing. And how do you know how do you know that has been the cover all along? Because it's intentional. They intentionally, attacked Fukushima site, the nuclear power plant there, and allowed the it might not have even been simply just from Fukushima. I mean, it could be just that's the bait. How do you know they've been detonating nuclear bombs, in remote locations and actually destroying the atmosphere on purpose? Probably, as David Icke says, you all know David Icke. Problem, reaction, solution. So they've destroyed the ozone layer, and then they'll claim, oh, it was just a disaster. And now we are saving you. They'll come out of it eventually, probably next year, because they've already admitted what they're going to do. And they're going to say, yeah, the ozone layer is destroyed. Fukushima did it, and we're spraying now because harmful UV rays are reaching you. There's another one going. It's going to be all day. Yeah, and we're actually saving you. When all the plan, it's just an excuse to do what they want, and the excuse is to block out the sun entirely. And the Bible says a third of the the human population is going to die very quickly after what they do. And then there's really a nightmare, monstrous horror show which happens after that for the people left alive. A horror show. Hell on earth is what you're going to see. You know the story, don't you? That's why they don't want anyone reading the Bible. Because it's playing out like a playbook in front of us. That's what was the old joke in some of the movies, isn't it? Where You know, American motel rooms. Yeah, I don't know if they still have it. Probably not. They would have a Bible by every bedside in the motel room, and that's a joke. It's available everywhere. The Bible is available everywhere because God has He's had that done so that we could see. It's available, okay? And the devil is in agreement, and guess what? No one reads it. Well, you know, barely anyone. Barely anyone reads it and studies it and knows what it means. Okay. Yeah. And these people, alright, who are in open rebellion against God, they think God is evil because they call God the destroyer of civilization. Their civilization, which is evil. Okay, because they want to be with these fallen angels who are probably just playing them. Okay, but okay, they're definitely with the Nephilim though. Okay, they're those disembodied evil spirits. They're definitely with them, and they want to be just like them. And they want to make a society where without God, a civilization without God, where they will become, in their minds, gods. What more can I say? Yeah, all the like all the people like Cain, they're very proud of themselves on earth, and their accomplishments to spite God. They're very proud of it. And they don't understand that their works here on earth mean nothing. To be proud of yourself and your accomplishments on earth, okay, which fly in the face of God, alright, is evil. That's the simple truth no one wants to hear. And anyway, we're not supposed to live like this. That's what they claim, isn't it? All these world leaders, giving speeches, they like to say it, don't they? They say, yeah, there you go, I'll track that one. They like to say, man is a social animal. Yeah, you're just a beast. And there's no God. And that society and the state, it's the greatest achievement of mankind. They say, not mankind. And that we have to uphold the state, and it's going to be a new world order state. Well, that's what they plan, but they'll fail, and God's going to send them to to hell pretty soon. After the horror show, which is going to happen. Okay, and all these leaders, they're talking. Yep, that's it. Ultimately, a human being is there just to serve the state, nothing else. Yes, for economic production, and nothing else matters. And it's all without God, and the ball lie. Yeah, that's another thing, of course. That's gonna keep up the ball lie. That's what this is about. No, we can't. Maybe the material to do this nuclear reaction is run out. Maybe. I don't know, because all they were doing was boiling water to block out the sun and say, "Up, more winter, more winter." They teach you in school. Oh, look, the tilt, the sun's energy coming in straight lines. Don't forget, implying there are only straight rays of sun coming from the sun. Oh, look, they're spread out because of my tilt. Oh, less energy, less heat. You see, more winter on my ball, on my cartoon space ball. Reality, however, there's another one. Reality is, more winter is caused by blocking out the sun with clouds. Artificial, man-made, contrived clouds. That's what more winter is. And of course, obviously, they use the moisture in the air to do the chemical ice nucleation, and they freeze the air. And they go, more winter, there's no God. There's no God, let's have pagan holiday, Christmas. All against God, open rebellion against God. It's evil, and it's got to end, and it will end. It's going to end, and God's going to win. Yeah, and you're going to find out those fallen angels have been playing you all along. You're not going to transcend into anything. Straight to hell, lake of fire, and eventually you'll be dissolved in that, and you'll be nothing. And that's it. Maybe one more video, just at sunset perhaps, and I'll show you the sky will be completely obliterated and 100% chem smoggy overcast. Right. So anyway, don't be afraid. The host of heaven and Jesus is coming. And I don't want to be one of the ones who have to go through the tribulation. I don't want to be. But I think that's for people who are sitting on the fence right now. I think that's for them. The people who have been poisoned by this moral relativism. Goodness. And it goes back to the garden. You start listening to the doctrine of devils, you are poisoned, and then anything goes. Anything can be shown in a good light. Absolute evil can say, "Oh, but it has its benefits." It has its benefits. When it doesn't. There's good and there's evil, and that's that. There is no in between. There is no grey areas. Their lies is what blurs those clear-cut divisions. They blur it. Okay, that's way too long now. Sorry about the length. Nobody likes long videos, including me. There's no time. Time's up.